This video tutorial is for ESTIMABID system to create column structural estimate. Open RevCar modules shortcut on the desktop. Log in using your credentials. For username, type in your company email address, then the password that was sent to your email, then click Sign In button. You will be redirected to the dashboard layout. The dashboard layout displays the summaries of new bid schedules, upcoming bid schedules, and past due bid schedules. You can also check it in the calendar. You can also add new bid schedule just by clicking the date in the calendar. Then a pop-up will appear. Input necessary details. First, go to Organizations layout. Check if the company for bidding already exists. If not, click the Add button or plus sign to create a new record. Input the necessary details like company name and address. Then, go to Contacts layout. Check if the contact person for bidding already exists. If not, click the Add button or plus sign to create a new record. Input the necessary details like full name, phone, email, role and organization. Then, go to the Bid Schedules module. Select Project from the list. If the project is not on the list, go to Detail View and add new record. Input necessary details, project description, number of floors, floor area, etc. Click Go to Structural Estimate button. If column scope is not yet on the list, click Add Scope button. In the drop-down menu, select Columns, then click OK to create. But if the scope already exists, click the arrow on the left or Expand All button. Select Column Grid or Create New by clicking the plus button on the right side of column scope to add new column grid. Please take note that adding of columns and bars must be in sequence or in chronological order. Let's start. First, click the arrow beside the column grid to select the record. Then complete the necessary details like project description, organization, staff and creation date. Click the plus at symbol and a popover will show. Select type of splice as splice zone. Click Next. Input the number of floor below ground, including footing, and number of floors above ground, including mezzanine. Then click Next. Now we need to input all typical details. For floors, column height, column thick, depth, column width, base, and beam depth, then click Next. If splice type is coupler, leave the next fields empty until you the Add button. But for LAP splice type, you need to input all necessary details. For join and confined reinforcements, input typical set, typical diameter, and typical spacing, then click Next. Now we need to input typical lengths and typical quantities for each type. Input the following for type 1 to type 5, A for length, B for lateral, C for bend length. Then input type 2 type 5 quantities. For type 1, you must input it individually, then click Next. In this window, input typical ties details for up to 5 different ties. A for length, B for lateral, C for bend length, spacing, set, diameter, quantity for each ties. Then click Add to create records for all inputted data. A dialog box will appear. Input column name. Click Yes if this typical, which means this column has the most number with the same dimensions. Click No to input individual details. Repeat the steps until you finish inputting all necessary details. The records will be created and shown in the columns Floor Details portal. On the right side, input necessary details for left and right bars cutting list. First, input mark N, B, splice length, location grid lines, set, diameter and quantity. Click View Drawing to see the actual drawing, and generate AutoCAD to export the drawing and open in AutoCAD. Click View Columns Template or Lateral Summary to see the total weights for both cut lengths and commercial lengths. Click Export button to save and view the table in Microsoft Excel. If you have more questions or queries, please contact the IT department. Thank you.